All right, let's get right into this one. It's a seriously chilling story coming out of Mumbai, and it's a first-person account from a salesman who had this unbelievable encounter in a building in Worli that already had a pretty dark reputation.
But before we even meet our guy, you have to understand the place itself. This isn't just some random office building. We're talking about the Chambers Building, and more specifically, its B Wing. And this place has a history, a really tragic past that is, well, pretty much everything to this story.
And just look at the weight of tragedy here. Back in 1993, this building was hit during the Mumbai serial bomb blasts. A lot of people died in the fire that followed. Then, just 4 years later, in 1997, a whole section of the building just collapses, kills another 15, maybe 17 people. Two absolutely horrific disasters in such a short time. You can just imagine the kind of energy, the stories that would linger there. And our story? It picks up 10 years after that, in 2007.
Okay, so let's bring in our main character and see how this all connects. His name is Chirag. It's 2007. He's only 22, he's a salesman, and let's be honest, his life is a total pressure cooker. He's desperate.
And this is what it all boils down to. On one side, you have his reality. He's bombing at his job, he's about to get fired, he's living in a chawl. But on the other side, you have his dream. He wants to succeed, buy a decent apartment, and this is the big one, give his sick mother a better life. That huge gap between where he is and where he wants to be, that's the engine for this whole story.
And that desperation, it worked like rocket fuel. His boss basically tells him he's one step from being fired, and something just snaps. He gets on the phone, and in one single morning, sells 5 water purifiers. Now, to give you some perspective, his target for the entire month was 3. He just smashed a month's target in a few hours. His boss was, well, he was blown away.
So his boss is super impressed, and as a reward, he gives him this brand new lead. But there's a catch. This company is a massive potential client, a huge sale, but they're known for moving their offices all the time. So the challenge wasn't just closing the deal, it was finding them in the first place.
And where does this search lead him? You guessed it, to the B Wing of the infamous Chambers Building. As he walks up, there's just this one watchman standing there, and he gives Chirag this little, almost knowing smile as he goes inside.
So this is where things start to feel off. Chirag gets there at 4 p.m., goes up to the 5th floor, and the office is weirdly empty. The receptionist says the boss is in a meeting. Okay, fine. But then 2 hours pass. It's 6 p.m. The office is dead silent. He even checks the bathroom. It's just him and her. Fast forward to 8 p.m. It's dark outside, and he's still sitting there, waiting in this empty, quiet space. He's had it. He's totally frustrated and gets up to leave. But just as he's about to walk out the door, the receptionist says this: "We have 15 to 20 offices. We will install your product in all of them." Whoa. All of a sudden, this isn't just some big sale. This could change his entire life. He sits right back down. He's thinking, I'll wait all night if I have to. So that incredible offer keeps him glued to his chair. But his night really sets in, that eerie silence he's been sitting in. Yeah, it's about to be shattered in the most horrifying way you can imagine. All of a sudden, boom, a massive explosion rips through the building from one of the floors below. Emergency alarms start blaring. It's chaos. Chirag leaps to his feet, totally terrified. But the receptionist, she's completely calm, almost bored, tells him not to worry about it. And then he hears screams, people shouting for help from downstairs. He's panicking, asking her what's going on, and she just looks at him and says, with no emotion at all, "They're probably burning now, sir." I mean, the absolute coldness in that statement is just bone-chilling.
The screams get louder, closer, like they're coming up the building. Chirag wants to run, to do something, anything, but the receptionist warns him, don't go outside, or death could come sooner. Her whole vibe has changed. It's not calm anymore. It's cynical, like there's no hope. It's a terrifying warning.
And then, the horror isn't just downstairs anymore. It's right in front of him. Before his eyes, the receptionist, she starts to change. Her skin looks like it's melting, like it's on fire. And she lets out this horrible, inhuman scream of pain, twisting as if she's literally being burned alive.
So he's just frozen, paralyzed by what he's seeing. He does the only thing he can think to do. He squeezes his eyes shut and just screams for help. And in that exact moment, the office door swings open.
And who is it? It's the Watchman, the same guy from the entrance. He grabs the terrified Chirag and pulls him out of the room, which by the way is now completely empty again, and rushes him downstairs, telling him nobody is supposed to be up there so late. Once they're safely downstairs, the Watchman lays it all out for him. He says the upper floors are totally abandoned. He brings up the 1993 blast, tells him how people burned to death right there. Then he tells him about the 1997 collapse, how people were crushed. And his conclusion is simple and it's terrifying. What Chirag saw, it had to be a ghost. A spirit stuck, reliving its final awful moments.
Chirag is, as you can imagine, in total shock. And as he's getting ready to leave, just trying to process any of this, the Watchman gives him one last haunting prediction. He says, when you leave this place, you will believe that ghosts have a place in this world.
But you think the story ends there? Oh no, not even close. The next morning, Chirag goes into work, still shaken, and tells his boss everything that happened. And this is where the final knockout punch lands.
His boss tells him he went to the wrong address. That was the company's old office and it's been totally abandoned for years. Then his boss, who actually lives near the building, drops this bombshell. He says with total certainty, that building is a ruin. There is no Watchman. Think about that. The man who saved him, who explained the whole thing, he was one of them too.
And that just leaves you with this truly unsettling thought, right? If everyone you meet in a haunted place could actually be a spirit, then how on earth could you ever trust your own eyes? In a place that's just soaked in tragedy, the line between the living and the dead, between the helper and the haunted, it just completely disappears.